Hey babes, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do something interesting, maybe a little bit of a science experiment. I have seen so many dupe fragrances coming out, and I have to say they're getting better and better and better to define between the real thing or the dupe. And to be honest with you, it saves me some coin, okay? I have a huge fragrance collection and I always like to add to it, but every now and again there's another fragrance on the scene that is way more affordable, and actually sometimes it's a little bit better than the original. So today we're going to be getting into that. If that's something that you're interested in, please keep on watching. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any videos from me. And if you're a returning subscriber, hey, all right, let's get into the review. First fragrance, Kayali Yum Bougie Marshmallow. I absolutely love this fragrance. It is just freesia strawberry, pink marshmallow, creamy coconut, whipped vanilla, and pink musk. There's some other notes in here as well, but what I absolutely love about this is that it's not too sweet. It's not very dense. It's just very light and airy. I love that the freesia does that. It does that in this fragrance. The musk dry down, I really love. It just dries down to something, again, just very sweet, fluffy, not too serious. They're definitely playful and flirty. But the biggest complaint about KLE fragrances across the board for me is that they don't last very long. These fragrances are very good. They're done very well. Actually, I don't really need my fragrances to last very long, but when Marshmallow Blush came on the scene, this went viral, okay? And I would say in comparison to the two, this is a little bit denser. It does last much, much longer. And because Yum Bougie Marshmallow, a heftier price point, I would say if you want this to last a little bit longer, you could definitely get Marshmallow Blush. A little bit sweeter to me, and it has like a more realistic marshmallow. I would say this is like marshmallow forward. Very sweet, very vanilla, denser, so it does not have like as fluffy of an experience, but lasts for a very long time. I actually layer these two and I can get a much longer wearing experience out of this bottles as well. They spray a lot of fragrance out of it, so the atomizer, it's very loose, and you don't get like a spritz or you don't get like a spritz out of this. It's more like a spray, like a cleaning spray or something like that. So I feel like I get beat up a little bit by the atomizer on this one. And it actually causes me to use a lot more of the fragrance in the bottle. So I have a pretty good dent here, if you can see that. And it's mainly because a lot of perfume comes out of this atomizer when you spray it. So I really like the atomizer on this one. The top comes off, it's just plastic. I mean, it's, great price point. But this one just has a little bit more, spritz to it. It has a little bit more, the fragrance when it comes out, it just layers really well on your skin. Whereas this one, this fragrance, there's a lot of fragrance that sits on top of the skin for a very long time. So it takes a while to dry on my skin. Whereas this one, this just has like I don't know if it's a pressurized atomizer or not. I'm not exactly sure. I just feel like this is more of a fine mist and this doesn't have as much. So I feel like I use a lot more of this juice up, even though I'm not spraying a lot of perfume, if that makes sense. Anyway, I think I got this one for like $35, maybe less than that. And so I'm trying to prolong the life of this fragrance by just cheat code and use this a little bit. Again, this one just wears a lot more dense. There's really not that big of a difference. It really is just the denseness. It's a little bit more sweet, where I feel like this one is like light, airy, fresh. And that freesia kind of takes it and makes it like very bright and like flirty and youthful. And this one, I wouldn't say it's like grown up, but it is definitely more dense and a lot more sweet. So would I buy this one again, or would I buy this one? I'm actually in the middle of the road between these two, just because they smell identical. There's really nothing that different about them. Again, this one is just that much more sweeter. So I'll probably buy this one just for longevity's sake. But I mean, come on, this cute bottle, like you can't resist. And Cali fragrances definitely do get a lot better over time. So I would say this is just kind of holding me off until this gets much more mature, I guess, or sits a little bit longer in my collection. When I got this bottle, the juice was like transparent, and now it is like really, I don't know if that really comes up on camera that well, but you can tell like the vanilla in it is really like maturing or macerating. I really don't know what the word is. I'll figure that out, but the juice has gotten darker. And when that happens, especially in my KLE fragrances, especially like my fragrance Vanilla 28, it's darker, sweeter, more dense. So it probably just needs a little bit more time. Hopefully I don't use it up before we get to that stage in maturation. But until then, I'm definitely gonna be using this. I haven't used a whole lot of this at all. It's probably like 1/4 of the way done. You don't need a lot of it, especially when you're layering. Actually, I have an oil from Brown Sugar Babe. It's called Puff Society. Now this particular oil is an extrait, so this is straight up perfume oil, and it is inspired by Young Bougie Marshmallow. Okay, now this is definitely much more sweeter. I think this layers a lot more transparent than I would like it to. I would say that it definitely smells identical. Okay, so you're gonna get all of those notes. You're gonna get all of those notes for sure. Brown Sugar Babe does their oils just so well. I actually was slightly disappointed by this one. I feel like for it to be a perfume oil, I did want it to be a lot more potent. But what I will say is that because these two, Young Bougie Marshmallow and this kind of wears a little bit sweet, I will say that this comes off sweet, but it is not too sweet. I actually get more marshmallow out of this fragrance than I do the other two. So if I were to rate them, I would say if you want to save your money, for sure, this is the least expensive of all three. Okay, the Young Bougie Marshmallow, I think was like $100 or something like that. This Puff Society was $65. So if you still wanted the experience, you want it to be stronger, you want more marshmallow forward, I would definitely say go with this. Tried and true. I mean, it's KLE, like no harm, no foul KLE. I do like if it were between this and the other fragrance, I would choose the other fragrance for longevity purposes. But between these two, I actually feel like this is more marshmallow forward. So wear this by itself as well. They all layer really nicely. Honestly, there's no comparison. I'm not gonna choose one. I use it for all different purposes. And I just feel like it just depends on my mood. If I want, you know, to layer or not to layer. Three of these are great choices, 3 different price points, absolutely different wearing experiences for sure. And I really can't complain. I love all 3 of them. Going to look at, we're gonna base Baccarat Rouge 540. Now I have a sample of this. I actually got the 540 extrait. I have smelled the Baccarat Rouge 540 fragrance. The big difference between them, I think there's might be like a little bit rum or some sort of deep, dark, dense note, because this one smells just very much darker, whereas the Baccarat Rouge 540 is just more light, everyday wearing, and this is more so something that you can wear like date night. But I like the forwardness of this fragrance, so I actually prefer this one. But I did find a really close dupe to Baccarat Rouge 540. I don't see a lot of people talking about this, and maybe I'm late to the party, I'm not exactly sure, but Le Prestige Bold by Carrelage is probably the closest thing that I've smelled to Baccarat Rouge 540, okay? Now, the extrait, again, I can get down with the extrait. You do not need a whole lot of this fragrance to smell it, for it to permeate the air. But if I were to have Baccarat Rouge 540, I would definitely say Le Prestige Bold is the closest that I've gotten so far. And a lot of Baccarat Rouge 540 dupes, okay? I think this is the best one. You're just gonna get the exact DNA, in my opinion. I feel like the juice, they poured it from the bottle and they put it right into here. You get that saffron. It's very much like giving the exact same fragrance experience, to be honest with you. The Baccarat Rouge 540, if you're a fragrance lover, if you love that fragrance, I didn't love it enough to purchase the large bottle, okay? And I don't love this enough, to be honest with you, at the price point, because the prices have increased on both of those fragrances. I think this 50 ml goes for like $400 or something like that. That's insane to me, okay? When I can get this fragrance at a fraction of the cost. I just don't see that fragrance justifying the price point, in my opinion, especially because it's just so widely duped and it's so widely replicated that I feel like it's a little bit saturated in the market, and I'm really not a huge wearer of it. I definitely wear it on occasions. I don't feel like it's an everyday fragrance. Some people do feel like this is an everyday fragrance, but I really love this for date night. I also love it for layering. I have layered it with Young Bougie Marshmallow, and I have to say, I really like the fluffy airiness that it takes on when I wear this fragrance. So I don't see myself purchasing the real thing. I think that if you buy a dupe, definitely get your nose on La Prestige Bold. I think this is the closest to Baccarat Rouge 540 that I have experienced. Nothing beats a beautiful bottle. I mean, look at that. That is absolutely gorgeous. Next up, we have an accidental dupe purchase, okay? A while back, I wanna say this was like 3 years ago, maybe 2.5 to 3 years ago. I purchased Al Haramain Genou Noir, okay? And at the same time, and I had no idea that this was a dupe, at the same time, I purchased Dama Bianca, okay? These smell identical. I can't see the juice in this bottle. I wore it quite a bit, and I actually didn't even realize that these were the same fragrances, okay? They smell identical. To me, this is like a kumquat, lime, vanilla. It's a very clean vanilla fragrance, okay? So Dama Bianca, definitely much more popular in the spring and the summertime. Definitely an everyday, something that you can wear and don't have to think about. But if you want to preserve your fragrances, and this is exactly what I do with a lot of my fragrances, if I have the dupe, this was a little accidental, so I didn't know at the time. But I actually wear this when I want to preserve the juice here. So that's another, like I said, that's another way of getting my more expensive fragrances, the longevity that I'm looking for as far as like having to repurchase fragrances. I really try not to have to do that, especially if I can find something that's similar, because to me, it's really not that serious. I want to smell good. I love fragrance. I love the artistry. I love all of that. But at the end of the day, these are my coins that I'm using, and I want to be logical with what I'm purchasing. I want, to make sure that I'm making the right financial decisions, okay? This fragrance, I think it retails for like $200, maybe a little bit less than $200. And Genou Noir, I got this for $19.99, and this was 3 years ago. So it may be a little bit more now, but it's not breaking the bank for sure. If you want to try out Dama Bianca, I would say you could do this and not even have to have a sample. Like, you could do sample sizes, but to be honest with you, these are identical smelling fragrances, okay? I don't get caught up on, I don't buy dupes or I buy the real thing only. I don't get caught up in any of that. That's for other people's opinions. My opinion is it really doesn't make any difference to me as long as it smells good. And it's something valuable, and it is made with some sort of respectability, and it is actual fragrance and not something like fake, okay? Because that's the difference. A dupe fragrance and a fake fragrance are completely different things, in my opinion. And I just feel like, like I said, if I'm gonna spend the money and I'm gonna get something that of some value, but I find, that something smells very similar and it doesn't break the bank, I'm definitely gonna go with it, okay? I just feel like I'm just gonna get better and better with Dama Bianca over time. Again, the juice was much clearer. It is good and yellow. It's getting there. So, it'll be around for a lot longer. Again, Genou Noir, great substitute for Dama Bianca. I would highly recommend you get your nose on this. And to be honest with you, it is an easy blind buy. I had pulled the trigger on this once I saw the notes, and I really, really liked it, not even realizing that Dama Bianca was the original fragrance. So I would say that their smells much similar. I enjoy both wearing experiences. One doesn't wear better than the other. I'm in the middle of the road. I would say I would just choose the dupe only if I were just reaching for it every single day and I wanted to preserve it. But they're identical smelling to me. There's really nothing that different. The bottle, that's it. The bottle is the only difference in this fragrance, and I've had a really good wearing experience with both of these. So again, Genou Noir and Dama Bianca. Up is going to be a fan favorite, okay? I absolutely love this fragrance. This is Valaya by Parfums de Marly. I have a sample of this. I got this sample 2 years ago, okay? 2 years ago, and look how much I've used. This was a 10 ml, okay? I'm not even done. I'm not even done. I like to wear Valaya very lightly, okay? Very, very much light, fresh. You get the Akagala wood, okay? I have smelled the Valaya Exclusive and I absolutely love it. I actually am gravitating toward that one more so because the Exclusive has that almond note and it makes it like creamy and a little bit more fluffy wearing, whereas this one is extremely woody. I love Valaya, okay? But the Exclusive, I feel like I lean more towards, to be honest. But shortly after I purchased this, I got Mystique Bouquet, okay? Mystique Bouquet, and you see, I haven't even used that much of this fragrance at all. And you know why? Because you don't need a lot of this fragrance, in my opinion. Now, some people spray down, they spray 40 sprays of Valaya. I couldn't do it. I would not be able to breathe. How do y'all breathe after that? How do you breathe after 40 sprays of Valaya? I love the fragrance, but I actually, for this one, this is one of those fragrances that you are seen, you are smelled before they see you, okay? And sometimes I like that, and other times I'm like, I don't really need that, okay? I do feel like Mystique Bouquet and Valaya both have different wearing experiences. I feel like this one, it might, now that I've had it for quite some time, because I think I did a video on this before, and now that I've had Mystique Bouquet for much longer, I do feel like the wearing experience is a lot different. I do feel like this disappears right around like the 3 or 4 hour mark. It becomes a skin scent, whereas Valaya stays on, okay? This sticks to you for hours and hours. Initial sprays though, I would say initial sprays, initial wearing experience, probably when you get in that top and the mid, from the top notes to the mid notes, they perform identically, okay? A wear test of the Exclusive, I do feel like this performs better, but again, the Exclusive experience is a lot creamier, it's very subtle, it's very soft, and this one is more so like in your face. So they have different wearing experiences altogether. Mystique Bouquet, I feel like this was like $29, okay? Valaya is $360 something or more, depending on what size you get. To be honest with you, I'm in the middle of the road. I don't need to smell like Valaya all day long. I'm actually okay with it wearing off 3 or 4 hours, but if I wanted to smell, if I want to smell like Valaya all day long, 2 business days, okay, then I will go ahead and reach for the real thing. And as you can see, I have not even used the entire thing, and I've had this for years, okay? But I ran into something that I can actually get down with. Brown Sugar Babe released recently Halo, and this is a 2 ounce of their Nourishing Body Oil. Halo is inspired by Valaya. Now, I actually really love this. Because I don't have Valaya Exclusive, when I put this on with like some lotion, I mix it with some lotion, it dials back, like all the way back where it's more musky. So those musks and all of that, you get the Valaya experience. So let's just start there. You get the Valaya experience. This was $29, okay? This was $29. But the thing about it is it's a body oil. It sticks to my skin for much longer, and I can kind of be in control of my wearing experience. So I can wear this on top of my skin. I can smell like Valaya all day long. I can mix it with lotion or some other oils, something like a little bit vanilla-y. I can layer it with fragrances. So I feel like this is the more versatile of the 3, in my opinion. I don't have Exclusive, so I couldn't compare it to that. But this is just done beautifully. I love Brown Sugar Babe execution on these fragrances. They do not disappoint. I've not met one Brown Sugar Babe fragrance except for Puff Society, but I feel like I'm getting to know that one a little bit better. So maybe that one will be like a different wearing experience. But this right here, I absolutely love it. I've layered this with fruity kind of lotions or body oils or body mists. I mean, you can just do so much with this just because it's an oil. It's gonna last. You're still gonna get the experience. And I feel like you can kind of be in control of what your experience is gonna be. So if I were to pick a winner, I would say the oil wins, just because I can do so many different things with it. Whereas the spray just sits on my skin. If I want to dial it down, I have to put something on top of it, where I can just kind of mix this and, you know, I can spray and just experience it on its own if I want to. So I feel like this is a little bit more versatile to wear. And that again is Brown Sugar Babe Halo. And this is inspired by Valaya. Okay, next up is going to be a tried and true hyped up fragrance. Okay, this is Amouage Guidance. All right, I have a sample of this. Again, this fragrance, I would love to get the big bottle. Okay, but that big bottle will sit on my fragrance tray in my fragrance closet for years before I even put a dent in it. It is so potent. It is beautiful. It is beautiful, beautiful execution. I absolutely love this fragrance. This is, besides Valaya, this is like my number one 2024, 2023, I feel like was released. I'm not exactly sure on the year. I've had this for 2 years though. Okay. I've had this fragrance for 2 years. This was Amouage Guidance. Since then, there has been a release of Amouage Guidance 46, which actually is much sweeter, a lot more laid back, which I actually enjoy. So I may pull the trigger on that instead. The price point, okay? But Guidance 46, Guidance itself, you can find some good deals around. I think their average is like somewhere between $260 and maybe $325. Okay, so you've got to choose your discounter, pick your poison, find a discount code. Okay, that is my recommendation if you don't want to spend that much on that fragrance, or you just can't justify spending that much at a full price, getting the bottle at the full price. Okay, I would highly recommend getting a sample of this. I've had the sample for 2 years. All right, haven't even broke skin on it. Okay, and since then, Little Miss Bayan Asrar, I'm probably butchering the name of this fragrance, Bayan Al-Asrar has come on to the scene. Okay, I've worn this fragrance so many times, still haven't even gotten through the surface. Okay, it's very potent. I like to wear Guidance in just like a very passive way. I don't need to spray down. I do not want to be seen smelled before I'm seen with this one. I don't want my fragrance to enter the room before I do when I wear this, to be honest with you. It is very polarizing. Okay, so some people will leave you alone when they're wearing it because it is a very polarizing scent. And actually people get different wearing experiences, and people that are smelling you get different experiences. I've heard burning tires, smell like burning tires, pee. I mean, I don't smell any of that when I wear this fragrance, but it's other people's experience too. Okay, when you wear fragrance and you're around other people, it is their experience too. No matter what you say, yes, you're wearing the fragrance, it's your fragrance, you can wear what you want, you can do what you want. Okay, but in the occasions that I've worn this in particular, or this, it's very polarizing. So that's why I'm careful about how I use this fragrance. Okay, that's number one. Guidance is absolutely beautiful. This was a love at first sniff for me. This was a blind buy. Okay, this is like floral. You get honey, which is what I really, really love about this fragrance. I don't know if there's frankincense or if there's some sort of like incensey note in here, but I really love that too. It smells a little bit, I wouldn't say smoky, I would just say like incense. I don't know. I smell like a little bit incensey. I won't go over all the notes. I won't bore you with that. But this did not smell like Amouage Guidance when I first got it. This has been sitting in my collection for, let's call it a year. I have not even done anything with it. Okay. The dent is not denting with this one. I've only worn it a handful of times. I only needed to wear it a handful of times. I actually went with this one. To be honest with you, I would go for the real thing. I would go for the real thing. If you want to get the experience and you want to really understand what Amouage guidance is giving, okay, I would definitely go with this. You're not going to get this exact same experience. I would say it's about 85% of the way there. Although what I will also say is that this juice was much lighter when I got it. So I may have to do a little bit of a wear test for this one. I won't spray it in the air because there's no need for that. But I may have to do a little bit of a wear test with this one now so that I can kind of do a real comparison between the two. This is really good though. I would definitely get your nose on this if you wanted to smell guidance and you're kind of past a sample and you really just want to get the experience. This doesn't last as long. This lasts for 2 business days. You have to wash this out of your clothes, okay? So this definitely doesn't last as long, which actually is okay, to be honest with you. If you're not in the mood to smell it all day, okay, then you definitely want to go with this. But if you want the full wearing experience, you want the experience of Amouage guidance, they do their fragrances so well. It is so well executed. I feel like the price point is definitely worth it, to be honest with you. Guidance 46, I want to get my nose on it, but let me tell you guys, Brown Sugar Babe, I am a fan, okay? I'm a fan. I don't understand what goes into putting these together, but the execution, sister, amazing, okay? First of all, we have Skin Deep, okay? This is the latest release from Brown Sugar Babe. They did an Amouage homage to 3 fragrances. One of them is Skin Deep, which is inspired by Guidance 46, which I absolutely love. I love Guidance 46. I feel like 46 is a lot better. Just like Valaya Exclusive, it's just toned down. I feel like it's more sweeter. It's much more sweeter. I don't get the woods as much. I don't get that like punch of the incense as much. So it's definitely like very dialed down, which I absolutely love. I also get to be in control, okay, of how I wear this. Again, that's why I love this so much, because you can wear this. You don't have to put the fragrance on, okay? If you have the fragrance, definitely put it on, okay? But if you wear this, you can be in control of what you can do 2 pumps and be very light. You can do 6 pumps and be, you know, the star of the show. You can really be in control of your wearing experience, and that's what I absolutely love about Brown Sugar Babe. And I don't have Guidance 46, so until I get Guidance 46 in my collection, right now that price point is like $520. Although I said you can definitely justify paying full price for these fragrances because of how they're done. They're done so well, and I feel like this perfumer really nails it every single time, okay? I also have Existence by Guidance, which I absolutely love. I'm trying to find a way to get that fragrance in my collection. Probably gonna be on my Christmas list since that's coming up. But Skin Deep by Brown Sugar Babe, I would say if I were to choose between the 3, I would go with this if you want to kind of be in control of how much fragrance that you're going to be putting on. You can put this on straight. You can mix it with lotion. You can just put a little dab behind your ear and be just fine. And it's like $70, okay? So if you want the most close experience to Guidance, you should definitely go with this. If you want the experience of Guidance, and again, not knocking it, I absolutely love this fragrance, okay? I would definitely get the big bottle or sample. Like I said, I've had this for 2 years, and I have not even touched the midpoint of this 10 ml sample, okay? Or you can go a little bit lighter and you can get this one, and this one is like $20-30 or something like that. The only thing with this is it's probably not a ready to spray experience. You may have to let this sit in your collection for a little bit longer. So I won't rank them. I would just say that these wearing experiences are much, much different, and it's up to you. And that's why I like to purchase dupes, okay? No matter what people say about these dupes, I'm telling you, it is the way to go for me, because I don't want to make a full bottle commitment not at the Guidance price point, okay? Okay, I know you feel me. I know you feel me. We see each other. This next one now, I wouldn't necessarily call this a dupe, okay? I'm just trying to be controversial. I'm trying to get on your nerves. I'm trying to get on your nerves with this one. But Angel Share, absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. This is definitely wintertime, fall. This is boozy. It's got cinnamon, it's rum, some vanilla, bourbon vanilla. I'm not exactly sure, but this has just gotten like so much more potent now that I'm like getting into the winter winter season. And I absolutely love it. I just got the Angel Share on the rocks as well, which I love. I feel like that one is the one that's year round. I've never smelled the Paradise version of this, so I don't exactly know how to compare it to Paradise, but that on the rocks is good, okay? It's very good. But anyway, Angel Share. This is gonna be cinnamon, rum. I don't know if there's tobacco in here, but I just get like a very apple pie kind of feel, a boozy apple pie, if I could shorten the description. Beautiful bottle, okay? Beautiful bottle. I absolutely love this. This feels like a crystal carafe. You know, one of those carafes that you have, you know, your high-end liquor in, okay? But I would say that if you want the same experience and maybe a different experience, this is a little bit different, a little bit controversial. People say the Camera by Lattafa smells like Angel Share. I don't agree with that. I feel like Angel Share is in its own category and Camera is in its own category. This is a lot more cinnamon. It's a lot more dense than Angel Share. If Angel Share was like apple pie, this is like apple pie drizzled with caramel, okay? It's very dense, it's very rich. The wearing experience is definitely different. This has that Middle Eastern flavor to it, or like flair. I'm not exactly sure what it is. Maybe it's like a oud or akagala wood, or like I don't know if it's vetiver. I'm not exactly sure, but it's definitely more woody than the Angel Share. Angel Share is more boozy and this one is more woody. So I wouldn't compare them like one to one. I will say if you want that type of experience, I would go with Camera. This Angel Share, okay, I got this Angel Share years ago for Christmas. It might have been 200, maybe 230. This is a 50 mil, okay? Today, it's like 275, maybe more, okay? This was $19.99, okay, on Amazon, and it came like the very next day, okay? So if I had a preference, I would again say it's your wearing experience. If you want to smell boozy, you want that cinnamon, you want that rum, but you want it to be much more dense, and this actually lasts a whole lot longer than Angel Share, I would definitely go with this. If you want Angel Share experience, I would highly recommend it as well. I absolutely love this fragrance. I'm about halfway through and I'm at the point where I'm actually a little bit scared to start spraying this. So I actually, midpoint, in between my experiences, I will spray this instead, just to kind of get a little bit more longevity out of this, like I have with the other fragrances. And again, it didn't cost me a whole lot of money, okay? It did not cost me a whole lot of money. I want to have this for years and years and years to come. I feel like once it ages, and it ages even more than it has, it's just gonna get that much more potent. I really love the wearing experience of both of these. If you want to get a feel for it, go with Camera. There are some other ones too. I think there's a Fire and Ice. I don't know who makes that, but it's a Fire and Ice fragrance that I've heard smells like that. So you might want to like dibble and dabble. There's a couple dupes out there. If I had to choose one, I don't know, I would say Camera. Camera just sticks around a little bit longer to me. Angel Share at the high price point, I feel like this one probably wins, to be honest, in my opinion. But not least, we have a newbie on the block, okay? We have Vanilla Aura. Vanilla Aura is a dupe for Vanille Planifolia Extrait 21 by Guerlain. That is my ultimate vanilla fragrance, okay? I don't have that fragrance. I have smelled it many, many, many times. The price point is $645 for a 50 ml, okay? I'm not spending that kind of money for fragrances. Not for fragrances. I'd rather buy a bag. To be honest with you, it's really not that serious, guys. Anyway, Vanilla Aura. I have smelled Vanille Planifolia 21 for so many times. And I've smelled dupes, and I have another one, okay? First of all, let's talk about this one. Vanilla Aura by Maison Ajrar, I believe. This smells incredible. This is very powdery, okay? So this is gonna be a little bit of bergamot, like some citruses at the top, but then it dries down to like a very resinous vanilla. I feel it smells a little bit aged, like I wouldn't even say bourbon vanilla. It just smells like an aged vanilla, like actually a little bit like vanilla extract, a little bit like vanilla extract. It's very powdery, and then it dries down to like a very vanilla forward woody fragrance. I absolutely love it. I love, okay, Extrait 21. That is like my all-time favorite, okay? But this was $39.99, okay? And I actually got a discount, so I actually ended up paying like $25 for this. It is wonderful. It is wonderful. Get your nose on this. If you want to know what Vanille Planifolia Extrait 21 smells like, this is about as close as we can get to it, to be honest with you. Now, I have another one, and this is by Amir Scent Bar. This is their interpretation of Vanille Planifolia Extrait 21, and I have to say this is great as well. I paid $89 for this. This is an Extrait de Parfum, so it has a lot more perfume oils in it. My experience with it has been absolutely beautiful. The juice was transparent when it arrived to me, and it has like darkened. It has gotten so much richer. This one though is about as close as it can get to Vanille Planifolia Extrait 21. This is great. This is absolutely great, but I feel like there is something about the woodiness and the dry down in this that it doesn't really hold up. So this might be like 80% there. I feel like this might be like 90, you know, minus the fact that Guerlain actually ages their vanilla. So you get like a very potent vanilla extract, natural smell. And I feel like this is about as close as it can get for me without buying the real thing. I have not smelled any other ones. These are the two that I have, and I will continue to wear these, okay? I cannot justify $645. And just months ago it was $630. Are you kidding me? Absolutely not. Get the dupe, okay? Get the dupe, okay? We don't care what people say around here. This is us. This is our stuff. This is our platform. This is my opinion. And there is no reason to be spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on a fragrance. No, okay? I could be a billionaire. I would never, okay? I would never. Not when there's dupes out here. Like, come on. And let's stop doing that. Let's stop being snobs about it, okay? We're just smelling good, people. It's really not that serious. It's really not that serious. I can't stress it enough because, you know, we're in an age of overconsumption. You see something, it's FOMO. I've got to have this. I've got to buy this. I mean, look, I got a whole collection here, okay? So I'm not one to talk. My point is let's just cut the nonsense, okay? Sometimes the dupes are better. They get us through times when we don't want to use the real fragrances that we have, and that is what the purpose serves. We have oils, we have all of these different things that get us the same experience and don't have to break the bank, okay? So take it from me. I have learned my lesson many a time. Be patient, wait, okay? There will be something out there that is well worth the price point because some of these price points are outrageous. Anyway, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for joining me today. I absolutely love this one. If you take nothing from this, take this advice. Buy the dupe, okay? Aroma Babe signing out. Peace.